White, Jarian, Brad Terry. Referee White getting ready to toss it up in center circle. Eli against Shimonovich. And here we go. Tip goes to Fresno State.
Why looks like they're in their normal man-to-man.
Intended for Fuchs, taken by Bernayka on the floor. And they battle for timeout called by Hawaii. A 30-second timeout.
Now there's something, Ralph. I know I talked to Roy Williams when the rule was put in where a guy could do that and bail himself out. And he said, I don't want any of my players calling it. I'm going to call it timeouts. Right there, if they allow it to be a held ball, because the Bulldogs got the opening tip, Hawaii would have had the ball. Now they've burned their timeout. You need to take a 30 anyway, but they have the rest of the half. Should they want to stop momentum, should they want to stop a run, you can't get it done.
Tonight at 10, join Eric Alvarez with Dana Green on sports and George Mason with the weather on the KMPH 10 o'clock news, the Valley's only primetime newscast, only on your station, KMPH Fox 26. Jack, this is going to be fun tonight. I can just tell by the crowd, the fans are already into it. We had made a plea that everyone fill those seats, and it looks like the fans have responded. Shot by Bernayka, no good. That puts Fresno State just underway. Demanding for three. And he hits it.
He's been playing with a lot more, shooting with a lot more confidence recently. You know, we talked about how he worked on it. Bulldogs here, we talked about their plan. They know what Hawaii does. They've been switching between amoeba and 2-3. Today, they're also going to throw in maybe some man-to-man, and they're going to throw it in during the possession.
Bernayka hits the tough shot over Jackson.
Best outside shooter they have. Including Savo.
3-2 Fresno State lead. Poor pass by Jackson. Just picked off by Phil Martin.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row for Damon Jackson.
English with the drive and a foul on Noel Fields.
English beat Manby baseline. And Fields was late getting over.
Campbell inbound. Deep. Tipped away by Matt Mitchell to steal. And the layup. Matt Mitchell, great play. Took it away from Bernayka.
And never looked at the ball, Ralph. He just read Bernayka's eyes, saw his eyes go up and his hands go up. He just went up and took it.
5-2 Bulldogs foul on Travis Demandi. Carl English to the free throw line. Will shoot 2. Oh, we're going to get the foul on Damon Jackson.
So what? Mitchell just reads the eyes, gets the steal, takes the ball in and scores. English is feeding Demandi. I don't know if this is English trying to take the game into his own hands or if this is Hawaii's game plan, is they feel like English can beat Demandi off the dribble. That's 2 possessions in a row. First he took him baseline, that time he took him middle.
Travis Demandi may not be the fastest guy on the court, but he usually has pretty good defensive position and great anticipation.
Right, and one reason is because he doesn't give up.
Jackson outside, rattles in and out. Rebound, Shimonovich.
Why you can see call set plays, they run set things. Bulldogs are going to either go zone or man, depending on who gets the ball for Hawaii and where.
English wide open for the 3. He scored 5 straight now, and Hawaii takes the lead at 7-5. First shot turns. Melvin Eli with his first 2 points of the game. We're tied at 7.
And they halved them with 2 of the guys on the perimeter. Campbell and Bernayka halved them. They didn't go in double, but they were halfway there.
Bernayka open. Can't get the 3. Mitchell tracks down the rebound.
And Mitchell coming back is key there. If Mitchell doesn't come back, Hawaii gets that ball back and scores.
Mitchell kicks out to Jackson for 3. Rebound Eli. Throws it back on the court to Mitchell. Want to get it into Eli.
Wouldn't you?
Yes, and there it is. And that's what Melvin Eli.
Shimonovich just shook his head. You're not stopping that shot.
Bulldogs regain the lead at 9-7.
Bulldogs are in zone.
English.
Got to get out on the shooter net.
3 more. He has 8.
Got to close out on shooter sooner than that. Ralph, we talked about it. They shoot 41% from 3, which is like 63% from 2.
And holding foul away from the ball. Mark Campbell will pick up his first personal. Carl English averaging 15 points a game already with 8 of Hawaii's 10.
Hawaii foul Mark Campbell is first.
Eli takes it up and is fouled. No, they're going to call it the other way.
Call the charge.
Charge on Melvin Eli.
There are 2 guys waiting for him.
Hawaii leading 10-9. 16:23 to play in the first half. Martin driving on demand. Rebound Eli. Goes an elbow.
And that one-on-one confrontation will go to, that'll be in Fresno State's favor. Demandby can guard Martin on the perimeter, and they'll give him that running one-handed.
Mitchell tried to get it into Felix, knocked out of bounds by Martin. It's a Bulldog ball. Demandby at 29 on the shot clock.
Shimonovich really trying to bang inside with Eli. A little different than some of the other guys in the league in that I don't think they want Shimonovich to use all his fouls.
Eli with another move. This time he goes all the way around the key, banks it with the right hand.
But Shimonovich may have to use a foul if he wants to stop him. What I was saying is I don't think they want to give up Shimonovich as some of the other WAC teams will give up their big guys. They were late again on that one. Got caught a break.
Big rebound by Demandby. Here we go. Fresno State leading 11-10. Demandby open for 3. He'll fire. Rebound tapped and controlled by Eli. Going to work again and a foul.
Shimonovich decided he wasn't going to hit the running the right-hand hook on me. I'm going to force him back the other way. He goes back the other way, and he just bodies him. Eli is a very tough cover inside because of his footwork and outside because he can take the ball to the basket, but also can hit a 15-footer.
First foul on Shimonovich. Eli misses the first of 2. He scored the last 6 points for Fresno State.
And they'll get a timeout should this free throw go in.
Eli with 7. Fresno State leading by 2. Timeout on the floor. 15:27 to play in the first half. We'll be right back.
Since we got DSL, our internet connection's been faster than ever. Only problem is, a certain neighbor of ours doesn't have it yet.
My turn!
Hey, I was doing my homework.
And now, Bernie is watching a streaming bass fishing video.
Bernie, if you got DSL, you could download songs at your house.
That's right! DSL is in the house! Oh, that internet backgammon can really make you hungry. Oh!
Experience all the internet has to offer at your own home. SBC Pacific Bell DSL Internet Service. We're on it.
Order now and get a free DSL modem.
You're not taking that with you, are you? Watch this. Wow.
Excuse me? Do you have the time?
The only way to the Arctic Circle. No boundaries.
Sunday night at 7 on WV59. Fresno State basketball on K-Free is brought to you by Gotch Chalks. Now that's what I call a sale. By Community Medical Centers. There's no better place to be. And by Chrysler. Check out the award-winning Chrysler cars and minivans at your Northern California Chrysler dealer.
Fans, if you want to guarantee your seats for the most exciting springtime action in Fresno, you need to pick up your 2002 softball and baseball season tickets. Great seats still available for both sports. For more information, call 278-DOGS or go online at gobulldogs.com.
Each of those stadiums are open, too, Ralph.
12-10, Fresno State leading by 2. The Bulldogs doing a great job shooting the basketball so far, over 60% for the game.
Yeah, 3 turnovers have hurt them.
Melvin Eli leading the way. He's 3 of 3 from the field, 7 points, 3 rebounds.
You can see their offense runs English from side to side, and they screen for him.
Boy, English a long outside three-pointer. Hawaii back in front by 1.
It's hard to figure out why you can't find him. I mean, he bleached his hair for you.
English has 11 of the 13 for Hawaii.
There's the double. And now you can see Martin's going back. He's going to try to take Shimonovich off the dribble.
Faces and drops the jumper.
And I'll tell you this, that the fans are cheering, but Hawaii will give him that shot. Not that he can't make it, but they got to give him something. And they'd rather see him outside than inside.
Eli with 9 straight Fresno State points. Martin from just outside the free throw line, taken by Demandi.
Martin's an excellent percentage shooter.
50% on the year from the field. Jackson buries the 3.
This is what the Bulldogs have wanted all year. Demandi and Jackson outside, Eli inside.
Really, with his biggest lead by 4.
Really stretched the defense.
Shimonovich, another rebound for Demandi, and he's fouled.
And what we talk about for Fresno State, you can see the frustration works both ways. Shimonovich gets the thing inside and has his move. Eli goes up, then lets him go, misses the shot, and then fouls in frustration. Make one mistake at a time.
2 fouls on Shimonovich. He may have to come out of the game. Well, Felix, a little strong. Look at Eli. Battle Martin saves it and goes into the first row. Great play, Melvin Eli.
Well, Ralph, we talked about empty the tank. He may empty his by halftime. There was a foul on Shimonovich.
English comes away with it.
Well, not a foul.
Because it wasn't called. Loses the ball, knocked away by Demandi off English. Fresno State ball.
English is the more heralded and maybe more talented player, but you have 2 very intense guys in English and Demandi on the floor.
You gotta love the hustle of the Bulldogs. You intended for Eli, coming back the other way.
Vernica did a terrific job on that.
English another 3. He has 14.
And we talked about leaving your tank. Melvin Eli's calling for a rest.
Mandy shot right
The signal for arrest. Here comes Mustafa Al-Sayed.
English to the basket. And a foul.
Right there, the Bulldogs didn't get back. Melvin Eli is totally exhausted. He's grabbing his shorts. But the rest of the Bulldogs haven't been working as hard. Here you can see English just has a path right to the basket. No one gets back. English kicks his leg out and he draws the foul.
Foul is on Felix, his second.
When you talk about empty the tank, what it means is everybody talks about, we're going to leave it all on the floor. The Bulldogs have lost 4 games at the buzzer. Well, those games are not just lost at the buzzer. They're lost somewhere along the first half or second half, where maybe you could have worked a little harder to get a block out, to take a charge instead of fouling, to get an offensive rebound. That's what they're going to have to do. If they had done it those 4 games, who knows? This might be for first place.
English now with 15. We're tied at 17.
Now, did you say a halftime score? Boise State 34, SMU 20.
SMU, one of the team's great trying to catch. Jackson with his second 3 of the game. He has 6 points.
He's stroking it. He looked good on both of those. He looked good on the one he missed. Bulldogs in zone. They have to get to English sooner. There's no reason to go out on Campbell. Campbell's not the threat from the outside for Nika or Inchar.
Mitchell ought to get it to demand. He does. Back in. Fuller. Oh, the way behind. And that's going to be goaltender. Right in the hands to Mustafa Al-Sayed. Goaltending call on Tony Akpan.
Yeah, I think what they wanted is maybe the foul from behind. There, he gets the ball, but he gets a piece of his head, too. Then the goaltender.
Fresno State by 5, 22-17.
Bulldogs don't want to go out quite as much on Campbell. He's a 33% shooter, but he's only taken 12 threes in 17 league games.
Phil Martin got away from Al-Sayed and lays it up and in.
There, Martin did a great job of sealing. Al-Sayed was caught behind, tried to get around on him, didn't get there soon enough.
Al-Sayed goes up off the glass, doesn't get to go. Fuller tries to keep it alive, comes off the English.
And Fuller could have used some help there. He's the only guy on the boards.
There goes English again. Count the basket, and he was fouled. Carl English is having an unbelievable start.
Yeah, he's taking this game over. This is the Carl English show right here. He said, forget Savo. How about this?
You talk about picking it up when a teammate is out.
And you talking about picking it up. Remember last year, after we talked about this, English barely played in the Fresno State game in Honolulu, and then was the MVP of the WAC tournament.
McIntyre,
he can shoot. He sure can shoot. McIntyre's a 40% three-point shooter. You're talking about Savo at 40, English at 43, Bernica at 50, and McIntyre at 40.
And the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors have come back to take the lead after trailing by 5. It's 24-22 with 11:14 to play in the first half. Look at Melvin Eli hustling.
We didn't just build a better SUV, we built a better Mercedes. Introducing the redesigned 2002 M-Class.
Kids love chicken nuggets. But then kids will put just about anything in their mouth. Introducing chicken breast strips from Carl's Jr. Because who knows what's in a nugget.
Plans are laid, the hole's in the ground, but the St. Mark Center will not be complete until the Red Wave fills it. Get your personal seat license and guarantee your seat for the future of Bulldog Athletics. Great seats are still available, so call 244-2990 for more information.
Ralph, on the last play, what we talked about, you got to talk about the hustle. Keep this in mind. That last possession, Carl English takes the ball down the floor. He scores, gets fouled. The Bulldogs don't block out. They hit a three. It's a 5-point possession.
And they've hit 5 of 9 three-pointers, with Carl English leading the way. English with 17 points.
Bulldogs shooting 43% from three and getting outscored.
Hawaii on a 7-0 run and away from the ball. We've got a foul on Tony Akpan.
Are you making up his name, Tony?
His name is Carolyn, but he likes to be called Tony. And I certainly appreciate that. Eli with a great move inside, and we all appreciate that. Melvin Eli with 11, tied at 24.
Maybe we should have everybody go home and just have Eli and English play one-on-one.
That's the way it's going right now.
They're setting screens for English, and the Bulldogs are going to have to fight through them. but they're going to have to watch. See, here's English. That's what he hasn't shown, and maybe that's what he can't do. By that I mean shoot off the dribble. He has taken it all the way to the basket. 3 ways to score when you get the ball. Shoot it, take it all the way to the basket, take it, pull up. He's taken it to the basket and scored. He shot the 3. He has not gone off the dribble. He missed that one. Maybe that's what they're going to try to force him to do.
Boy, Matt Mitchell takes it right to the rack. It opened up, and he put it up and in. 4 points for Mitchell.
Matt Mitchell's a great example of taking advantage of adversity. When Chris Sandy was in a game, when he was playing, Mitchell didn't seem to have the same confidence. Now that he knows he's going to play, he's making the most of it.
Martin dumps it inside. Bad pass. Steal by Demandi. That's 54 on the season.
There were 4 guys on Martin, and he threw the ball to the 5th guy.
Fuller on for Naked. Right-hander. Fuller hitting again. That's the second one on that count.
And I'll tell you, I'm not sure about that one, Ralph. Not that it wasn't on the way down, but I don't know if it ever had a chance to go in. For goaltending, not only does it have to be on the way down, the ball has to have a chance to go in. I don't know if that one had a chance to go in.
Give Fuller 2. The Bulldogs by 4. 28-24. Reneka for 3. Rebound comes off to Mitchell. Hawaii's back defensively. Eli. Eli with 13. He's showing it all tonight.
Yeah, he knows it could be his last game here, and he wants to go out in style.
Fresno State with its biggest lead, up by 6, 30-24.
Bulldogs looked like on the last timeout, Joey Tarkanian said, they're not going to do it again, it's going straight 2-3 zone.
And this will fire over you. Rebound, Fuller.
Fuller's been doing a nice job of rebounding recently.
Knocked out of bounds by Mike McIntyre, the Bulldog ball. Damon Jackson back in for Fresno State.
Fuller's been getting after it on the boards. That's what he has to do. That's his role. Last couple of games, he's really been hitting the boards hard.
Mitchell out with 4 points. Fresno State on an 8-0 run right now. Bulldogs trail 24-22. Now they're up 30-24. Jackson wide open. Oh, in and out. Not found with the rebound.
That was a great look.
McIntyre. Rebound tapped by Fuller. It'll be Hawaii basketball. Noel Felix getting ready to check back in for Fresno State. The next opportunity. McIntyre again. Rebound goes to Martin. Boy, you got the garbage basket. 3 Bulldogs were in there.
Well, what happened was, that was a dangerous thing right there. Demandi went in to try to rebound from the guard spot. He got a hand on it. Then he backed off trying to give it to Fuller.
Foul on McIntyre.
And then forgot that he was supposed to come back and get the inbounds pass because Rasmussen went in for Mitchell.
Travis Demandi already with 5 rebounds and 4 assists for Fresno State. The Bulldogs lead it by 4. 7:59 to play in the first half.
They say the new car has powers magical. They say once you sit inside, you turn into a different person. In this car, I wish to ride.
The all-new Lexus ES300, a new world of luxury. At Fresno Lexus.
More. Is that more of a good thing or a bad thing? Sure, it's a bigger bucket, but look what's in it. 2 for $1. Do you even want one? Check it out. Subway value meals are fresh made, so you don't just get more. You get more great taste.
And now at Subway for just $10.99, get 3 delicious foot-long sandwiches. That's 3 feet of delicious fresh-made taste for just $10.99. With tasty meats and toppings on fresh-baked bread for just $10.99.
This is such a good deal, I'm going to let you treat.
Subway, eat fresh!
I know what it takes to be governor. Bill Simon has never been elected, never even voted in a Republican primary. Dick Reardon is a liberal, big-city mayor who has given millions of dollars to Democrats. Reardon even gave thousands to Gray Davis and Willie Brown. Reardon is a man I couldn't vote for. Bill Jones has been a great Secretary of State, and Bill Jones is a leader we can trust. I offer what my opponents can't: experience and Republican values.
Welcome back to a sold-out Selland Arena with Fresno State leading 30-26. Time to take a look at points in the paint. Brought to you by Mako Auto Painting. Fresno State with the early advantage, 10-6. Points in the paint. Brought to you by Mako Auto Painting.
Yeah, a couple of those points in the paint by Hiram Fuller. There you see the third leading scorer as of this year, Terrence Roberson, now playing in the CBA up in North Dakota. Was playing in the Developmental League down south in Alabama. Now up in the hills of North Dakota.
He has a headband on. Looks like he's ready to play.
And they got that from the Charlotte Hornet days.
Noel Felix tries to bank. Kept alive by Eli. Goes to Mitchell from outside. It's a two-pointer for Matt Mitchell. He has 6 in the game.
And that could negate the missed free throw, which they banged out and got a 3. That's what you need. You need to win those possessions.
Fresno State back up by 6, 32-26.
Bulldog staying straight 2-3 zone.
English pass inside to McIntyre. Gives it back to English. Without the basket, he was fouled.
English saw that. Noel Felix almost had a hand on it. That's what we're talking about. You have to anticipate a pick. Carl English can shoot it. He can pass. There he comes. He just missed. Is the end of it. He just missed. Felix did. Ball goes back to English. Working the weight room help. The second time he got hit. This time he converts the three-point play.
Bill Rasmussen with his first foul. Hawaii has 29 points. English has 20 of them.
Lucky he caught that one. I think it would have knocked the shot clock over. Noel Felix can get up in the air. Matt Mitchell can throw that pass. Bulldogs work on that. They work on it a lot. If the defender's on the high side, that's what they want. Peel back, throw the lob.
Took about 4 steps. He was ready to make the trip back to Hawaii.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm not sure that's what Riley Wallace wants. Here, you can see the alley-oop. Felix pins and spins. Mitchell puts it up high. He throws it down.
Approaching 6.5 minutes to play in the first half. 5-point Fresno State lead. Eli backing in on Akpan. Throws it up and in. And Akpan just looks again. Well, nothing I can do.
Right. He threw his hands up. Smart move not to foul him.
15 for Eli.
Or maybe it wasn't. Riley Wallace probably the best offensive coach in the league. And Jerry Tarkanian will tell you that.
This goes over Eli, puts it up and in, and count the basket. He was fouled.
And Eli said he pushed off with his offhand.
He's doing something.
He said he cleared out. Here he comes. Eli does reach in. If he had kept his hand straight up, he might have gotten a clear-out call, although the referee was in a poor position to see it. And Carl English he filled his tank up today. With the high octane stuff.
3-point play for English. He has 23. He's 5 away from his career high.
And we're 6 minutes away from halftime. Bulldogs are getting a real English lesson today.
That's the line of the night. A foul. 30-second timeout. Fresno State takes the 30-second. 5:58 to play and a 4-point Bulldog lead. Fans, time now for This Week in Bulldog Sports, brought to you by CalFed Bank. Put a Bulldog in your wallet with a new CalFed Bulldog Visa check card. Softball will be in doubleheader action tomorrow afternoon at 1 against UC Riverside at Bulldog Diamond. Men's tennis hits the court next Tuesday at noon against Baylor at the Walker Tennis Center. For ticket information, call 278-BOGS or go online at GoBulldogs.com. This week in Bulldog Sports, brought to you by CalFed Bank, home of the new CalFed Bulldog Visa check card.
There's a lot of things on GoBulldog.com. Very interesting website. Speaking of websites, JackFurtick.com too. Tell me about Melvin Eli.
15 points. He hasn't missed a shot. 7 of 7 from the field. 4 rebounds.
English has 23 points. I mean, that's a perfect night, and yet English is outdoing him. Bulldogs game with a set play. The Bulldogs really work on feeding the post. You can see that Riley Wallace worked on defending feeding the post, and there he's talking about Eli hooking to get position.
Well, the ruling was a kick ball to reset the shot clock. Eli, tonight, foul on Akpan.
You know, you wonder about those calls. This is a really difficult game to officiate. Not this one, basketball. The way that the rule is stated, you are no longer allowed. They want to try to clean up the low post play. You are no longer, what's the last first name?
Kerwin.
You are no longer allowed to stick an elbow or a forearm in the back. You're no longer allowed to put a knee in the guy's lower area.
English picks up the foul, and Riley Wallace giving a piece of his mind to the official.
Well, what happened there was Noel Felix did exactly what the coaches want him to do. Melvin Eli gets the ball in the low post, he's going to shoot it. All right, if he's going to shoot it, you might as well get it. He's a good shooter. Good shooters miss close to the basket. Felix went up and got it. And even though Eli now has missed a shot, they're still perfect in terms of scoring when he shot the ball.
Felix,
although they only got one out.
One of the two, he has 3 points in the game. Fresno State by 5.
Hawaii's running their man-to-man offense against Fresno State zone.
Foul on the dribble going to be on Felix, and that'll be his third.
Jerry Tarkanian is not too happy with that call. English, when he gets the ball, a guard getting the ball dribbling on a big guy is going to have an advantage anyway. And if the big guy in any way reaches out, referees are usually going to give the foul call in favor of the dribbler.
English with 23 to 24 and looking for 25.
English is one of what now? 8 foreigners from Newfoundland. He had 8 foreigners on the team. Riley Wallace said that he's blended so well. He's tried everything. He tried kids without the strong family unit so they wouldn't miss their parents, wouldn't, worry about trying to find. He'd go see him. Tried junior college guys. Went the foreign route. And he says this has been his best team and his best luck with having guys work together.
Carl English with 25 points, still 5 minutes to play in the first half. Eli rebounds, released by Jackson. He'll take it back up. Can't get it to go. English with a rebound.
Eli covers a lot of ground when he puts the ball on the floor. That's what makes him so difficult to guard.
Gets it to English. Ball away. Rebound comes off to Demandi.
And another miss off the dribble.
Should be 6 rebounds now for Travis Demandi. An opening for Mitchell.
That's a nice
Fuller who lost it.
That's a terrific pass. He left English on the floor.
McIntyre for 3 at the other end. We're tied at 37.
McIntyre was shooting that one all the way down the floor. That's what he ran for, and that's what he's in for. And he knocked it down. He knows his role.
Fresno State's 7-point lead is history. Reach around by Martin. Bill Martin will pick up his first personal.
We've talked about that. Usually when you reach from behind, they're going to get you.
Fuller to the free throw. Fuller coming up on the Herwalt Motors halftime report. We'll have Bulldog Spotlight, a KMPH 10 o'clock news break, and the Enterprise Rent-A-Car first half stats and highlights. Coming up on Herwalt Motors halftime report. Update we got, Ralph, was Boise State 39, SMU 30 with 18:06 to go up in Boise. And remember, that's senior night there for Abe Jackson. Fuller with 3 points in the game. 4:04 to play in the first half.
Take the ball, be released.
Really up to the stats recently.
Fresno State leads by 1. 4 minutes exactly. You got a guard in. English turned his ankle. You're going to have to watch a timeout. English is hurt.
Now, if Fresno State player, or not a Fresno, if a defensive player did that, then they couldn't stop. Unless the offensive team is not attacking.
Well, English looks like he's okay. He reached down and tied the shoe on the left foot. Ankle might be a little sore, but nothing going to cool him off at this point. With 25 points already, it's 37-38. Fresno State with the lead right now.
Seduction can take many forms. Feast your eyes on the newest, the Chrysler PT Cruiser. Designed with you in mind. Brilliantly engineered with flexible seating, rich sound, and privacy you'll appreciate. And it's all yours for around $16,800. Sounds pretty tempting, huh? Chrysler PT Cruiser. It's waiting exclusively from Chrysler. Our 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain pledge, because love is a commitment.
This is a St. Agnes Health Break. St. Agnes cancer patients now have access to the most advanced radiation therapy called IMRT.
IMRT lets us deliver higher doses of radiation to tumor cells while protecting healthy tissues. Cure rates are expected to substantially improve, and patients have fewer side effects.
For more information about IMRT, call St. Agnes at 449-2000.
The men and women who protect Fresno County citizens in our neighborhoods and in the courts are united in their support of Jeff Hamilton for District Attorney.
Fresno County deputy sheriffs, prosecutors, and probation officer associations all agree that Jeff Hamilton is the most qualified candidate.
No other candidate for District Attorney is endorsed by any law enforcement association in Fresno County.
To have earned the support of law enforcement is more than an honor. It is a responsibility that I am committed to fulfill.
38-37, Fresno State leading. NASCAR returns to KMPH Fox 26 Sunday at noon for the running of the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400 from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Daytona 500 winner Ward Burton and defending champion Gordon hit the field in gear-grinding, bumper-banging stock car racing this Sunday at noon on KMPH Fox 26. Very special guest at the arena tonight, New York City firefighter Patrick Soda. Received a special proclamation from the city and some gifts from the university. He was in one of the World Trade Center towers on September 11th, evacuated just in time before the tower came down and got out safely. One of the true heroes from New York City firefighter Patrick Soda.
Hats off to all of those. We stopped by and saw it.
What a bomb to drop by Mike McIntyre.
McIntyre's really improved his game since he's been at Hawaii. He's really worked on his shooting.
Hawaii back in front now, 40-38.
That was the first one they made, I believe, in about 7 tries. Melvin Eli just pointed to himself. He said it was his fault. He had him posted, and then he stepped out to the short corner and demanded to prove where he was. Eli pointed to himself, said it was my fault for mistake.
English goes around the screens. Has it knocked away and stolen by Hiram Fuller. Good defense by Fuller. Great move by Mitchell. Will chase it up, throw it up the bottom of the rim. No good. Have to go the other way.
Yeah, bad decision.
English surveying the court. He'll take it all the way himself and put it up and in. 27 now for Carl English.
The guy behind us just yelled out, "Stop the ball," and boy, he's right there. you don't stop the ball, English is going to run it right down your throat.
Hawaii with its biggest lead, up by 4. Wow. Oh, my gosh, it's a very high pass from Demandy.
Yeah, and that's not a good play for Hiram Fuller. He doesn't get up as well as Felix or Eli.
3-pointer by McIntyre.
That's way out there.
Campbell gets the long rebound. Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Bulldogs led by as many as 7 points, now trail by 4. 15 on the shot clock. English wants the ball, takes it from that clock. 7 on the shot clock. English throws it away, goes to Damon Jackson.
That's something the Bulldogs did. Penetrate, pitch it behind you.
Timeout called by Jerry Tarkanian.
Yeah, crucial possession for the Bulldogs. He wants to make sure that the Dogs get a great shot now. They've gone from 7 up to 4 down. Haven't had much offensively. Ralph, the 3 that McIntyre had, I believe Hawaii had missed 6 or 7 consecutive threes up to that point.
Next week, Fresno State welcomes some of the nation's finest softball teams to the Hendricks Hallowell Chevrolet Softball Classic. This year's classic features your own Fresno State Bulldogs, Cal Poly, Baylor, Boston University, Indiana, San Diego State, and Tennessee Tech. For ticket information, call 278-DOGS or go online at gobulldogs.com. Big possession for Fresno State with 1:42 to play. There's Pedrock Savovich. Back spasms are keeping him out of this game. He averages 19 points a game. He had 4.5 rebounds.
He had some shiatsu therapy yesterday in Fresno and is having some again, Riley Wallace told me.
Demandy for 3. It looks good. It is good.
If they come out of the timeout and Travis Demandy takes a shot like that, you know he feels it.
Demandy with 6. Fresno State trailing by 1. Now they're picking up defensively all over the floor. English looking to get open. McIntyre for 2.
McIntyre got Mustafa El-Sayed up in the air. There's a pump fake. Took the 1 dribble. Gathered himself. Knocked the 2 down. McIntyre's a good shooter.
44-41. A minute to play in the first half. Demandy to top.
And right there, El-Sayed and Damon Jackson, each of them accepted blockouts. And Damon Jackson shoots, pretty good shooter. He's going to miss close. You got to try to get inside position.
Fresno State trying to come back with the lead at halftime. Statistically, that's a great advantage for the Bulldogs. Demandy on the floor, tied up. Tied up with Martin.
Now, because Hawaii called the timeout, they're going to get the ball back, but they get it back with 12 on the shot clock. If there's a tie-up, you don't penalize the defense by giving a new shot clock.
Melvin Eli goes to the bench for the final 26 seconds. And they're going to discuss whether they reset the shot clock.
Oh, they're not going to. Well, the reason they're asking is they're trying to say, did Demandy have possession? If Demandy had possession, then it is a reset. I don't think they're going to give him a reset.
Referee Jerry White with the explanation, no reset. 12 on the shot clock. 26.1 on the game clock. Hawaii leading 44-41. English already with 27 points. McIntyre from way outside. Saved by English. Fuller tips it. El-Sayed gets it. Final seconds ticking off. Demandy for 3.
That's a good pass.
And Travis Demandy runs straight off the floor to the locker room, taking the rest of the Bulldogs with him. Fresno State comes back to tie it.
That was made by a hustle play by Fuller, keeping it alive, tipping it to El-Sayed, outletting to Mitchell, and then Demandy and Jackson run the lanes, spread the floor. Mitchell picks the right guy to throw it to. Demandy knocks it down.
A thrilling first half. We're tied 44-44, Hawaii and Fresno State at halftime.
This is a level 1 trauma trauma center, the only one between Oakland and L.A.
The first few minutes of care can be life-saving.
It's the docs, it's the nurses, the whole team.
You always want to say when you look at the families that you've done everything you can do.
Because it's hard not to get emotionally involved when you see the joy in their faces that their son or their daughter is doing fine. It's a wonderful feeling.
I certainly have seen a lot of things in this hallway, but every day brings a new experience, and it's always exciting.
It brings life into perspective.
I want this to be the best trauma center there is, because my family may use it.
When you buy a copier from Walco Business Systems, you'll also get something unusual.
The service after the sale is the most important thing that we can possibly provide for our customer.
And their person-to-person customer service approach has had some surprising results.
I would say it would be unusual for us not to be able to save them money.
But what's really out of the ordinary at Walco?
We really care about our customers.
Now that's unexpected. For all your copier needs plus genuine personal service, call Walco.
On the WB's New Tuesday, critics hail Smallville as superb, immensely satisfying, a slam dunk, and supernaturally cool. The new WB hit series, Smallville.
Tuesday night at 9 on WB 59. Time now for the Herwalt Motors Halftime Report. Brought to you by Herwalt Motors Mercedes-Benz Retail Center.
We hope you're enjoying the game here on K-Free WB 59. I'm Eric Alvarez with your halftime report. An American soldier and 2 Afghan fighters are dead following military action in Afghanistan. The U.S. and Afghan troops launched the new offensive in the Paktia province near Gardez. That's about 10 miles from Kabul. Officials say they observed the movements and regrouping of hundreds of al-Qaeda and Taliban fighters in that area. Today's strikes involved a combination of warplanes and U.S. helicopters, as well as a ground force totaling near 600. It's the largest U.S.-led group operation since December. In Jerusalem, at least 10 Israelis have been killed by another Palestinian suicide bomber. The bomber struck in an ultra-Orthodox Jewish neighborhood. A 1-year-old child is among the dead. More than 30 people were injured. An armed group linked to Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat is claiming responsibility. And we'll be back with more of your halftime report in just a moment.
Gibbs International Truck Centers have more transportation solutions than ever before.
More trucks from International, redesigned for comfort, efficiency, and fuel economy.
Gibbs has more parts departments, more emergency road services,
And more service bays and technicians to keep you rolling.
and Gibbs Truck Rentals have more rentals to fit your needs.
Transportation solutions at Gibbs International Truck Centers.
We call it the brilliance of common sense.
In Fresno at Highway 99 in Jensen, or in Bakersfield at 99 and Buck Owens Boulevard.
I'm so excited. I'm going to wear this shirt on the plane to Hawaii, this one in Honolulu, this one in Maui. Hi, I'm just picking out my favorite Hawaiian shirts for our big 7-day cruise to the Hawaiian Islands this coming August. Cruise with me.
First Value Travel has put together this great 7-day Hawaiian Island cruise with me, August 4th through the 11th for only $1,564 per person. How much? $1,564. Now that's incredible. That includes round-trip airfare from Los Angeles. We board the Norwegian Star for our cruise to Paradise, embarking from Honolulu, then off to Kona, Fanning Island, Lahaina, Nawili Wili, and back to Honolulu. And don't forget all the fun and food on board the Norwegian Star, August 4th through the 11th. Call 1-800-766-8264. Aloha! Call First Value today, and you too will be saying... We love
The March primary may still be 3 days away, but some Fresno County residents cast their ballots today. That's because the Fresno County Elections Department opened its downtown Fresno office for Saturday voting. It started at 8 this morning and ended at 5 this afternoon. And speaking of elections, gubernatorial candidate Bill Simon spent part of his day campaigning in the Valley. One of the latest polls shows Simon overcoming a 33-point deficit to overtake Reardon, 37 to 31% among likely voters. We'll have a complete look at his stop in Fresno tonight on the KMPH 10 o'clock news. And that's your halftime report. Now back to the game.
Interior Services and Design can help make your business more efficient, comfortable, and aesthetically appealing. We are a full-service design firm offering on-site evaluations and space planning. Our in-stock product is ready to be customized for your office needs. Interior Services and Design specializes in remanufactured Herman Miller workstations at a fraction of the cost. Come and visit us at our new location on Sean Brawley. Interior Services and Design, providing solutions for any office.
Trend Homes.
With more value.
For more families. In more neighborhoods.
In our community.
Trend Homes. Building for generations.
The GAN Taxpayer Organization Education Program provides you with straightforward, unbiased information about your candidates running for Assembly.
A proposed $18 million Fresno County tax increase. Steve Samuelian opposed this tax. Larry Willie supported it. A proposed increase in our hotel tax. Samuelian opposed this tax. Willie supported it.
The GAN Taxpayer Organization hopes you find this information useful. If you'd like to know more about us, please visit our website.
What are you doing for an hour this Sunday?
Get in the living room.
Only on the WB Sunday, you can see the Malibu Rapper, a crazy extra, and a dirty old man. Plus, a jaw man and a wine tasting. A little red goes with everything. It's an all-new full hour of Jamie Kennedy. He's even Xing the cast of Off Center. Who's your agent? Let's check back with the dirty old man. A full hour of Jamie Kennedy.
Sunday night at 8 on WB 59. Time now for the Pepsi Bulldog Spotlight.
The Brad Dancer era has begun at Fresno State.
Practice excellence on your volleys.
Dancer was the head coach of the University of Arizona women's tennis team, but when Michael Hegarty left to become an assistant at Florida, Dancer boogied on over to the Central Valley.
I think he'd been eyeing that position, and I was talking to him about getting into the men's side of tennis because I love my position at Arizona, but I knew I wanted to coach men in college. And it's just Fresno State with a tradition, and I think most of the community support is what's so exciting to be here.
Dancer takes over a team with only 2 returning players, Nick Fustar and Alex Crone. And playing a brutal early season schedule, the Dogs have lost 6 of their first 9 matches, all of them to top 20 teams.
It was really tough at the beginning of the season because, like you said, we only have me and Nick from last year's team, so we have a lot of freshmen. And so it's tough for them just to jump into those dual matches, top 20 teams. So, it's definitely good for our future. There's no better learning experience than those 6 matches that we had.
We played top 20 teams, and I think that's going to give us a lot of experience coming into the WAC. And I think a lot of the guys are getting confidence as they play these top 20 teams, knowing they can play with them. And, one of the things we're going to do next year is play some competition before we play the big schools that hopefully we'll get our feet wet a little bit. So I think we just came in and got overwhelmed a little bit in the beginning, which is normal and natural. And now it's just we've responded well, though.
We'll visit more with the Fresno State men's tennis team right after this.
Don't need a reason why everything's alright.
Easy boy.
You can never replace a guy like Peter Luchak, Fresno State's all-time leader in victories. But Nick Fustar has done a great job playing at the #1 singles spot.
It's not as easy to fill Luchak's shoes, knowing that in every match you're going to be 1-0 up because he's a guaranteed win. With me, it's not quite the same, but I'm trying to get to that level for sure. Nick's fantastic. I can say enough about Nick, and he had a lot of turmoil with me coming in here his senior year. It's a complete different change for him. He's just taken the team kind of just in a leading position, and everything he does is, we model ourselves after Nick, and he's just been a great leader and captain for this team.
21-year-old freshman Stefan Suda comes over to the Bulldogs from Germany, where he was on the Futures Tour, and he loves the team aspect of college tennis.
Oh, yeah, it's so much more fun. Like,
tournament in Europe, you are alone, it's boring, but here, like on the team, it's really great.
The Bulldog men's tennis team has made the NCAA regionals 8 straight years, but right now the Dogs are ranked 48th, and only 32 teams get into the tournament. But there's still plenty of time to turn things around.
We definitely have the potential. I think that we've shown individual flashes of brilliance, but once we put them together, I think we're going to be a tough team to deal with.
Traditionally, Fresno State, we have been a top 25 school, so hopefully, keep going. That's our schedule, is a top 25 schedule as well, so we'll see.
I think our team's improving more than other teams, so if we can get ourselves into a position in May to play, then I think we'll win some matches.
I'm Dana Green with the Bulldog Spotlight.
The cars from Chrysler. Exhilarating performance. Incredible engineering. And of course, eye-catching design. Exclusively from Chrysler. Our 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain pledge, because love is a commitment.
The citrus industry continues to rely on Farm Credit West for competitive rates and flexible terms. With customized mortgage and commercial loan packages, citrus growers and packers count on Farm Credit West for all their financing needs. Farm Credit West is your market-driven ag lender. Don't be left with your fruit on the ground. Call 1-800-909-5050 for the Farm Credit West office nearest you. Farm Credit West, committed to agriculture for over 85 years.
Back at Selland Arena, halftime, 44-44 our score. Fresno State and Hawaii all even after 20 minutes in a very exciting first half of basketball. Fresno State had as much as a 7-point lead in the first half. Hawaii came back to claim the lead by 4 points, but Fresno State came roaring back then at the end. And that three-pointer by Travis DeMambi, a bomb right just at the end of halftime, got this one tied as they went to the locker room. Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. And I have to tell you, I'm at the mercy of no monitors here, so we're going to have to kind of lead me through it. I can tell you that most of the highlights were English. For Hawaii, Carl English. As Jeff said, the Bulldogs were getting an English lesson. Carl English came in with a career high of 28 points. Well, guess what? He has 27 here at halftime. For Fresno State, as I now see the monitor, clearly Travis DeMambi hitting from the outside. Then little defense by the Bulldogs, tapped away by Matt Mitchell. He takes it all the way in for the layup and 2. And for senior night, Melvin Eli putting it in a big first half for Fresno State. His final home game here during the regular season. We may see Melvin back in an NIT game, that is, unless Fresno State goes on and claims the WAC championship at the tournament and gets the automatic berth to the NCAAs. The stats are brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Pick Enterprise and we'll pick you up. Phone 1-800-RENT-A-CAR. Both teams shooting the lights out. Fresno State at 56% from the field. 7 3-pointers already for Hawaii. That's what they average over the regular season for an entire game. Free throws, only 3 of 6 for the Bulldogs. Fresno State winning the battle of the boards, has 2 more turnovers as well. 44-44 our score. Ceremonies going on at center court here, Fresno State Selland Arena. Fortunately, they did have a big crowd here. We were pleading for it. I made a couple of pushes on the newscast last night, and of course Thursday night during the game, we said, being this is Melvin Eli's senior night, that he was able to come out here and get the support of the fans for his final game. And so far, the fans have come through, and they've seen a terrific game, tied at halftime, 44-44.
Cosby on how to handle a robbery.
911, bring your yellow tape, because this is a live crime scene.
Next Cosby, Hilton's house is robbed.
This is just a sad lesson.
What's the sad lesson? Not to sleep in the backyard and leave your door open?
Now he's getting tough on crime.
Neighborhood watch meeting tonight.
And when an innocent neighbor disappears,
God help the people who have it.
Hilton busts his first case wide open. Next Cosby.
Monday morning at 8:30 on WB59.
On the next heat of the night.
You have no idea of how this man died.
I woke up and there was blood on the pillow.
A hooker is booked for murder.
The creature was found with Van Buren. That's not enough to convict her.
I think maybe that woman was set up.
And a sex scandal rocks Sparta.
They were vulgar girls with vulgar names.
She was livid. Tippi Hedren and John Saxon guest star in the heat of the night.
Monday at noon on WB59.
KFC and Wendy's want to thank Fresno State students for their support of Bulldog Athletics. As a show of thanks, all Fresno State students will receive free Wendy's or KFC at all Fresno State athletic events, except for men's basketball and football. Wendy's and KFC, thank you for being undeniably red. Still waiting for Jack Fertig to return from the locker room with the locker room report as Fresno State and Hawaii all locked up in the 44-44 tie. Jack making his way back to the table, and I imagine that he'll tell us Fresno State's going to do something a little different involving Carl English. English with 27 in the first half. He played 20 minutes. Time now for the locker room report, brought to you by Martin Chevrolet and Oldsmobile in Reedley, featuring the Silverado, the most dependable, long-lasting truck on the road. Jack, I was telling folks a lot of talk in the locker room is probably how you slow down Carl English.
Well, usually Jerry Tarkanian speaks English every locker room report. Today he was speaking about English. Stop him in transition, take the charge if he drives to the basket, know where he is and contest him on the perimeter. You know, I mean, the guy has 27 at half. I mean, you know, he doesn't have to hand out business cards. He bleached his hair. You can figure out which guy he is. That's the one thing. The other, they want to open up, see if they can get, because of a great matchup, or the matchup of Bernica on Felix, Hawaii's defense on Fresno State's offense, to open up, since it's Fresno State's ball, with an isolation play for Noel Felix. Otherwise, get the ball into Eli. Now, Hawaii's doing a great job of playing the passing lanes. Attack and make your pass off the dribble. Don't stand and pump fake.
Maybe halftime will kind of break his rhythm, and Carl English will cool off a little bit for the second half.
I'm sure he didn't want to go in. When you got it going, you don't want to do anything but play. He had it going.
All right, the locker room report was brought to you by Martin Chevrolet and Oldsmobile in Reedley. Tied at 44 at halftime. We'll be back to Selland Arena right after this.
I know what it takes to be governor. Bill Simon has never been elected, never even voted in a Republican primary. Dick Reardon is a liberal big city mayor who has given millions of dollars to Democrats. Reardon even gave thousands to Gray Davis and Willie Brown. Reardon is a man I couldn't vote for. Bill Jones has been a great Secretary of State, and Bill Jones is a leader we can trust.
I offer what my opponents can't: experience and Republican values.
If you've been shocked, even dropped by your insurance company, now is the time to find a new home at our new home.
Come see us at our new office, where our goal is to get you insured at a fair price.
Cost less, reliable insurance, alley-wide, with our new, more convenient Shaw location in Fresno.
This has been the Herwalt Motors Halftime Report, brought to you by Herwalt Motors Mercedes-Benz Retail Center.
Monday night at 8 on WB59, Simon goes to a party with the cool kids and comes home drunk. So the other kids decide to cover for him with the folks, but disaster looms. Seventh Heaven, Monday night at 8 on K3 WB59. With Carl English having such a great night, I guess Hawaii can say Pedrag who? Pedrag Savovich not playing, but really not being missed.
No, I don't know about that. I mean, you got a guy like Savo, and Savo's a lot like Melvin Eli. He's a great player, but he's also a great teammate. The guys really like him. He's the kind of guy, you've seen him, you know, he comes out and, well, that's a cute little girl. He'll come out before the game and he'll sit and talk with Jerry Tarkanian. You know, I mean, he's just that type of guy. And Jerry will say, come on, Savo, take it easy on us tonight. And he'll go, oh, Coach, don't worry. And then he'll go out and light him up for about 27. Maybe English should say something like that. He lit him up for 27 and a half.
Jerry Tarkanian trying to get the 19th victory of the year for his Bulldogs. Jack, maybe you can explain to the folks what's going to happen with the rest of these games, how it's going to shake out for Fresno State. If the Bulldogs win, Boise State was winning,
So what you have, Ralph, you have 8 scenarios. You have 3 teams, SMU, Nevada, and Fresno State. Fresno State, believe it or not, if they win, could still be the 6th seed if both Nevada and SMU win. Now, if Fresno State gets in a tiebreaker with Nevada, Nevada wins the tiebreaker because they went head-to-head. If Fresno State gets in a tiebreaker with SMU, Fresno State wins the tiebreaker because they went head-to-head. If there's a 3-way tie, believe it or not, SMU swept Nevada. So everybody's 2-2 with everybody else. You go to the top of the league. How did you do against the top of the league? Well, the top of the league, if Fresno State wins, is Tulsa. Fresno State's the only team of the 3 who beat them. They would win the 3-way tiebreaker. If Hawaii were number 1, and Fresno State and both Nevada have beaten Hawaii, you go to second place team is Tulsa. 3-way tie, Fresno State wins. So Fresno State can be the 4th, 5th, or 6th seed. The 3rd seed is locked. It's Louisiana Tech. And if Fresno State wins the game, Tulsa's number 1, Hawaii's number 2. If Hawaii wins the game, Hawaii's number 1, Tulsa's number 2.
Most likely, Fresno State will be playing an opening round game at 6 p.m. Tulsa time, which is 4 o'clock here.
7 of the 8 scenarios.
There is a chance that it'll be a
State, right. It could be the 6th seed playing number 3 at 6 o'clock. Could be the 5th or 4th seed playing 5 or 4 at 6 o'clock. But the one scenario, if all 3 teams win, Nevada, SMU, Fresno State, the Bulldogs playing noon, which is 10 o'clock Fresno time on Thursday. Obviously, they want to avoid that.
Nevada was winning, SMU was losing, and this one's tied.
That kind of covers it all.
Carl English leading the Rainbow Warriors out to the floor for the second half. Chris Jeffries, by the way, is at tonight's ball game. He's sitting on the Bulldog bench. He's still on crutches. He told me before the game that he is still 3 weeks away from any possibility of playing. So it's doubtful that he will be playing any more basketball for Fresno State this year as you take a look at Chris Jeffries. And I asked him about next year, and he said, hey, I just don't know. He's going to probably go to those NBA draft camps and see how he's evaluated there and then make a decision. A lot of decisions to be made, Jack.
Absolutely.
Also, Jerry Tarkanian, we're waiting. I think he's coming back, but nobody really knows if he's even made up his mind.
They ran the isolation play, and Matt Mitchell brought the ball the wrong way. And Damon Jackson went the wrong way.
Noel Felix
dribbled the ball the wrong way. That was not what they designed at halftime.
1 year ago, it was Bernayko with a career high against Fresno State. He had 27. Here, English looks for a new career high. Won't get it. Demandby with another rebound.
That's his 7th, and he's the Bulldogs' leading rebounder today.
7 rebounds, matches a career high for Travis Demandby.
No, he was calling for that one there.
He sure was.
See, that's how they're playing the pass. They're playing the passing lane really well. You could see as he went to pass, English dropped off. That's why assistant coach John Welch, who's pretty much in charge of the offense, said you're going to have to drive it, come to your jump stop, and then win.
Another update, Boise State 66, SMU 58. 2:55 to play at Boise.
Boise hasn't had a great year, but you know they have the great fan support right now. Nice arena. You know they're hosting the Sweet 16 women's NCAA tournament. They seem to get one almost every year.
Shot clock at 10. Bernayko.
And we're waiting for that. Bernayko, as Jerry Tarkanian said after, if somebody mentioned he only had 2 at half, maybe we shouldn't pressure him. He said, hey, he's the most capable of all the shooters. Hadn't even looked at the basket. Looked at it that time.
Bulldogs fall behind by 3. Eli on the double team. Loses it on the dribble.
He's trying to pass the ball to Noel Felix.
Simonovic playing with 2 fouls. Dribbles past Felix, who has 3 fouls.
And that's Eli's fault. Eli should have come over and stopped that.
Demandby, who ended the first half with a 3, doesn't get that one to go. Kept alive and saved by Mitchell.
That's what the Bulldogs are going to have to do if the shots aren't going down.
go. There's a double team. A triple team. That was a quick foul. Shimonovich could pick up his third.
That's not a real smart foul by Shimonovich. That was right in front of God and everyone.
Boy, and Mark Campbell, number 15, was trying to tell the official, hey, call it on me. He knew that it would be 3 on Shimonovich.
Yeah, that wasn't a very, he just reaches in and smacks him.
Demanding to Fuller inside the basket, and that'll be 4.
Yeah, couldn't get him out in time.
Wow.
The Bulldogs talk about running that particular out-of-bounds play. You notice what they normally do is lob it into Eli. They talk about screening across. They just do it. And Fuller on the switch gets Shimonovich for his 4th foul.
Fuller to the line.
Now you wonder, is he not coming out? There's a rule that on a 2-shot foul, you have to wait until after the first free throw, since it's dead anyway.
Carol M. Opcon will come in. Likes to be called Tony. So like first half, I like him to be called Tony.
So he's not confused with any other.
Fuller hits them both. He has 5 points in the game. 3-point Hawaii lead.
That was big for a couple of reasons, Ralph. They got the offensive rebound from Mitchell. They got the foul on Shimonovich, and they got the 2 points.
Spins around Eli, dishes off to Martin. Great pass, layup by Martin.
Martin's their best percentage shooter because he takes those type of shots. Not a 3-point threat, but he does make 51% of his shots in the league.
Demanding open for 3. Sets, fires, doesn't get. Fuller trying to keep it alive, but steps on the out-of-bounds line. So it'll go over to Hawaii, leading by 5. That is the Rainbow Warriors' biggest lead of this game. Comes to the near side. Double team, dribbles it out of bounds. Defensive presence of Travis Demandby forced the turnover.
Yeah, and I don't know what Martin was doing out there. I know Riley Wallace was just yelling over to English, "Hey, go get that thing." He doesn't need him doing that.
In it goes. Underneath the basket, puts it up and in. He has 17.
In it goes is right. Usually when in it goes to Eli, in it goes to the basket.
Are back within 3, 51-48. Another 3, that's going to be long. Rebound saved by Jackson. It comes all the way out to English.
And he's going to take it to the basket, pushed off a little bit. Bulldogs have to guard Reneke, he can shoot it. They were talking about maybe not guarding Campbell as tightly. Campbell's only taken 12 threes, made 4 of them in last play.
He went up and down. Gets away with it, and then has the rebound as a collision. It'll be Hawaii basketball, but boy, that was a turnover that looked like the officials may have missed.
Well, not may have missed. That, unless his foot's a size 20.
Timeout on the floor, 15:46 to play in the basketball game. It's 51-48, Hawaii.
New customers.
We have 3 children, and we weren't here long enough for them to just get bored or go crazy. I mean, the experience was over. Salesmen were friendly enough to even talk and play with our kids. We had time to talk and play with them. It wasn't so serious, and, all this haggling and all that. They just tried to help us to get what it was we came for.
You can count on us.
Imagine a business relationship with someone who shares your vision, your drive for success. A business relationship with someone who accepts your challenges and helps take you to new heights. An advocate and source of knowledge. The kind of business relationship you have with Comerica Bank, offering experience and expertise that no other business bank can. With fast, flexible solutions and a staunch belief that you're the priority. Because at Comerica Bank, we listen, we understand, we make it work.
More. Is that more of a good thing or a bad thing?
Sure, it's a bigger bucket, but look what's in it.
2 for $1. Do you even want one?
Check it out. Subway value meals are fresh made, so you don't just get more, you get more great taste.
And now at Subway for just $10.99, get 3 delicious footlong sandwiches. That's 3 feet of delicious fresh made taste for just $10.99. With tasty meats and toppings on fresh baked bread for just $10.99.
This is such a good deal, I'm going to let you treat.
Subway, eat fresh!
Back at Sullivan Arena, when it's going good for Carl English as he gets away with one here, Jack. Take a look at the replay.
Well, you're not allowed to jump up and come down. That's pretty basic basketball. I mean, Vance Wahlberg's little hoopsters, you're not allowed to do that. And Jerry White was out there. Jerry Tarkanian was staring him down. You know the referee's wrong when he won't look over at you. And Jerry White refused to look over at Jerry Tarkanian.
So the possession continues for Hawaii. See if the Warriors get points out.
Hawaii's running a lot of cutters against this. They're running their man-to-man offense flex against the zone.
With 10 on the shot clock. English open outside. Bonenko with fire and air ball. Well, he let it go with much too much time left on the clock.
Because the crowd. There's Travis Demande talking to Travis. Yeah, he's even showing him. You got to remember, referees, this guy had a 4-point. He knows what he's talking about.
All right, Fresno State within 3. Demande rubbing off the screen at the 2-pointer. And a foul is going to be on Melvin Eli. Eli on the rebound.
Yeah, you got to make that shot. That's a make-up shot for Demande.
15 minutes to play.
And the last one, the crowd really got for Nate. They started counting down 5 seconds ahead. And they got to 0. Shot clock was at 5.
English goes to the floor and saves it. And then we have a foul inside. It'll be on Fresno State. Hiram Fuller will pick it up.
We're up to the crowd. It'll be senior night for these officials, too.
Lob into Martin. He'll attack the basket, and Fuller will send it right back at him. Damon Jackson weighs it up. Jackson after he was fouled.
And then Mitchell grabbed the rim for no reason, and because these guys are having a bad night as officials, they didn't call anything. That should have wiped the basket off. Here comes Damon. Frank is not going to let him dunk. Mitchell grabs the rim. Holy cow, maybe he wanted to show he's a little guy, he can get up there. Well, this is a 1-point game.
Still a 1-point game as Jackson misses the free throw. 51-50.
You remember Jackson started out the year making, I believe, his first 13 free throws of the year. Doesn't get there that often, similar to Demande.
81% from the line going into this one. English, quiet in the second half, hasn't scored. Wave it off, he traveled.
Demande hung in there with him. English was determined to take the ball to the basket. Demande did a real nice job moving his feet.
Eli gets it. Working on Akpan. Up and under, lays it up and in. Another fantastic move by Melvin Eli. He has 19, and the Bulldogs lead it again.
Akpan said there aren't too many guys that make that move for Akpan. You got to make that move for Akpan.
English defended by Mitchell.
Bulldogs picking it up a little bit.
English misses the offensive foul. You ran over Melvin Eli.
That's what they talked about at halftime. If English is taking you off the dribble, he's coming that hard. Stand in there and take the charge. Boom.
2 fouls on English.
Melvin Eli stood right in there. That's what we were talking about before, when Martin beat Fuller on the drive.
14 fouls on Hawaii, 2 on Fresno State. Jackson with a stutter step alters his shot off the hands of Fuller out of bounds.
Yeah, that's just a bad shot. When you come off and you come off the dribble, you either have a shot or you don't. That time he didn't. Took it anyway.
English, who had 27 in the first half, still looking for his first points here in the second.
McIntyre back in the game.
And there they are. English with a new career high now, 29 points. The Warriors lead 53-52.
That was from a post-up.
Demandy, long three, and he's far too long. Rebound comes off to Akpan. It's English, 3-on-2. English is fouled on his way to the basket.
English really contested Demandy's shot. I think Demandy thought he was going to get there. Demandy takes quite a while. He has a slow release on his shot. Here in the open floor, he's going to take the ball to the basket. You can see Fuller reaching in and getting it.
Hiram Fuller picks up his second personal foul.
Now, English in a year and a half's time has obviously worked hard on his game and has really come on as a wonderful player for Hawaii.
Hiram Fuller comes out, Noel Felix in. Remember, Felix has 3 fouls. English makes one of the two, give him 30 in the game. Still have only 13 minutes to play. And at the other end, Matt Mitchell draws a foul at the right basket. He'll shoot 2.
He said, hey, you know, if it works at one end, maybe it works at the other end. Don DeVoe, the coach at Navy, told me, here you can see Mitchell taking in and getting clubbed. Don DeVoe, when I was working for him in Tennessee, he's now the coach at Navy, used to say that the court was like a swimming pool and offense was at the deep end. It's a lot easier running downhill than uphill. And it doesn't seem like, it seems like guys go harder to the offensive end than they go to the defensive.
Mitchell makes them both. He has 8 points. We are tied at 54. It was 44 all at halftime.
A lot of cutters, a lot of screens. Hawaii runs nice on up.
3-pointer launched by McIntyre. He was falling down.
And he was falling down because Noel Felix hit him with what should have been his 4th foul.
Bob goes into Eli. Gets away from everybody. Perfect pass and a dunk. Eli has 21.
And it had to be a perfect pass. The double team was coming strong.
He took the 3, gives it off to Campbell. Campbell gives it. English to 3.
Campbell is not going to take the ball to the basket, nor is he going to stop and shoot. He's penetrating to throw it out, as opposed to English, who will penetrate to shoot.
Bulldogs going to lose it to McIntyre, who gets it up on his dribble. Good play by McIntyre. Then he runs over Travis Demandy. Demandy picks up the foul, blocking.
Yeah, that's a block. Demandy, McIntyre moved to the right, Demandy moved with him. Bulldog fans don't like it, but that's the right call. Bulldogs' problems with turnovers throughout the year have not only been giving the ball to the other team, but have been points in transition as well.
McIntyre with 15 now. He's a 73% free throw shooter. It's a both. Hawaii now enjoying its biggest lead. The Rainbows up by 6 with 11:24 to play. It's 62-56. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back to Sullivan Arena.
I quit my job today.
I met this really cool guy on the internet. He's 30.
Life throws all kinds of curves.
Fortunately, with its advanced safety systems, the smooth-riding RX300 is designed to better handle the ones on the road.
Hey, Mom, you know that tattoo we talked about?
How you manage the rest is up to you. All for just $34,530. Test drive one at Fresno Lexus.
I want to help keep America's promise. Lower taxes, less government, better schools.
Jerry Salazar, Republican for State Assembly.
We must cut government waste, increase accountability, and lower the taxes on our working families. That's what I'll fight for in the State Assembly. I'll protect local farmers and water, and ensure local control over our schools, planning, and growth. And I'll support tougher laws against violent crime, especially in our schools.
Keeping America's promise. Jerry Salazar, Republican for Assembly.
You already know the Bulldog Brewing Company is the home of award-winning microbrewed beer. But did you know the Bulldog Brewing Company also has a great menu? There's fresh seafood, steaks, pastas, salads, sandwiches, and specialty dishes. Bulldog's pizza is made from fresh ingredients and slowly roasted in their wood-fired oven. The Bulldog Brewing Company is a great place to relax with family or friends, have lunch or dinner, get into the game on TV, or just kick back on the patio. Fresh beer brewed here. The Bulldog Brewing Company. Fresno.
Tuesday night at 8, Rory is the center of attention when she's involved in an auction where two boys fight with each other to win a picnic lunch with her. Romantic complications ensue on an all-new Gilmore Girls, Tuesday night at 8 on K-Free WB59.
You know, while we're doing this game, somebody's thinking up those storylines for those shows.
Mm-hmm. Riley Wallace trying to see his team get out of here with a #1 seed in a regular season WAC championship.
And the Bulldogs winning and losing can mean whether you face Tulsa, whether you're in Tulsa's bracket or whether you're not.
Kick by English, they'll reset.
You can see how far off English is playing. That's why he can kick it. And he'll kick it all night. They're up 6. They're going to have to attack and make the pass off of the 2-foot jump stop hit.
Eli double team right tackle Felix. He's fouled on the way up by McIntyre. So McIntyre saved a sure dunk.
Bulldogs worked on that yesterday, beginning of practice, right after they shot. They worked on double teaming Eli and him throwing the ball post to post. There, Felix hit the ball strong. McIntyre made a good foul. That would have been a dunk.
Felix has missed 2 of his 3 free throws now tonight.
Yeah, this is where you just have to step to the line and say, look, if I really do like Melvin Eli, I want to send him out a winner, and we want to be a 4th seed and not a 6th seed, then you knock it down.
That's just like that. He did there. 4 points for Felix. 5-point Hawaii lead.
In English is 33 points, Ralph. He's been to the line 11 times. That's unbelievable for a guard. And he's made 8.
This time will drive, kick out McIntyre, gets Jackson in the air, gets it back to English. He's picked up by Eli, knocked away by Eli, but just goes to get it. Inside, Akpon puts it up and in.
Yeah, that was the bounce of the ball, but Mitchell started leaking out when he thought Jackson had the ball. Should have gone after it like he did earlier.
7-point Hawaii lead. Mitchell will get it inside to Eli, a little too high, picked off by Phil Martin.
See, that's what Campbell's going to do. Penetrate and pitch.
Boy.
He is not going to shoot it. He's going to penetrate and kick it out. So you got to play the guys on the perimeter once he penetrates. Make him finish. If you remember, that's how Michigan State played Tito Maddox last year in the NCAA tournament.
McIntyre with 19. Hawaii enjoying its biggest lead, now up by 10, 67-57, midway through the second half.
Chickens have breasts, wings, and thighs. But no one has ever found the nuggets on a chicken.
It's not there either.
Introducing chicken breast strips from Carl's Jr. Because chickens don't have nuggets.
Gibbs International Truck Centers have more transportation solutions than ever before.
More trucks from International, redesigned for comfort, efficiency, and fuel economy.
Gibbs has more parts departments, more emergency road services,
And more service bays and technicians to keep you rolling.
and Gibbs Truck Rentals have more rentals to fit your needs.
Transportation solutions at Gibbs International Truck Centers.
We call it the brilliance of common sense.
In Fresno at Highway 99 in Jensen, or in Bakersfield at 99 and Buck Owen Boulevard.
An unforgettable evening.
That should have been you up there.
An unforgettable Gilmore Girls.
Tuesday night at 8 on WB59. Fresno State basketball on K-Free is brought to you by Cost Less Reliable Insurance. When you compare rates and service, Cost Less Reliable makes the most sense. By Carl's Jr. Without us, some guys would starve. And Toyota. Drive one today at your Central Valley Team Toyota dealer.
All right, fans, you can get another dose of Jack Fertig's wit and wisdom at the Men's Basketball Awards Dinner to be held Monday, March 11th at 7 p.m. at Tornino's. For more information, call 278-2748. Jack will be the MC of that extravaganza.
They asked me to be MC. I said, if you let me sell my book and pump my website, I'll do almost anything.
Yes, we know that. For free. Fresno State has cooled off the second half. Hawaii obviously is on fire. McIntyre is the guy who's doing a lot of the damage. English nearly with a steal, knocks it out of bounds. Bulldogs will have it. 23 on the shot clock.
The Bulldogs' offense is not nearly as good as it's been. I mean, they're having trouble inbounding the ball.
Fresno State not playing with the intensity or enthusiasm they had in the first half. Jackson hangs and hits.
And that's what they're talking about, attacking the basket.
Jackson in double figures with 10. Bulldogs down by 8.
They got to get something done on this end right now. And I know Jerry Tarkanian does not want to play in man-to-man. Hawaii's man-to-man offense is sensational. Riley Wallace said last year they were playing so well at the end of the year that they beat Syracuse in the NCAA.
McIntyre misses and the rebound comes off to Eli.
Going to put his hands up in self-defense.
Felix fouled by Martin from behind on the reach around.
Felix took his eye off that one. I think he could have. Felix got a break.
This is free throws now. Bulldogs in the bonus.
And they've only committed 4. Usually what happens when one team's playing man-to-man and the other's playing zone. But what we were talking about before, Ralph, was Hawaii playing so well, running their offense so efficiently, and they draw Syracuse, who's a 2-3 zone team.
Felix now with 5 points. Gibson both.
Right down the middle on both. 3 in a row for Noel.
And it's a 6-point game, so Fresno State has scored the last 4 points. Melvin Eli at the other end, waving his arms, hoping the crowd gives some support. Makes some noise, the fans respond. McIntyre again for 3. It's going to be long. Rebound, Melvin Eli.
He was up above everybody on that.
Eli hooks it inside. Now goes back out from Felix to Mitchell.
A lot of banging going on inside.
Demanded Eli, raised it up and in.
That is what we were talking about, Ralph. Dribble, jump stop, reverse pivot, bounce pass. That's the way to beat the post if Hawaii's defending the way they're defending today.
6-0 run. 6-0 run for Fresno State to pull within 4, and we got a timeout call. Wayne goes want to talk it over.
He's trying to get the crowd out of it. Dean of the WAC coaches.
30-second timeout. Take a look at Melvin Eli going to work. Watch him take the great pass from the man being 8.
Drive in, pivot, Eli seals, meaning he keeps the defender behind him. Manby just drops it in. Easy play.
5 minutes to play in the basketball game up at Reno. Nevada is losing to San Jose State 62-56. Boise State has defeated Well, more importantly, let's take a look at Melvin Eli. Jose Ferreira works on him.
Right. This is what happened Thursday night, Ralph. Why Eli did not start the second half. He had a strain in the lower leg. Ed Ferreira had to retape it. Melvin in the past has had many injuries. You know, he has a 22-inch steel rod below his knee. He had a shoulder problem early in his career. Been injury-free this year up until now.
Well, he is a great hands. 6-0 in the last minute and a half for Fresno State. That other game was SMU losing at Boise State 80-63.
Which, if everything holds true, the Bulldogs really need to win this one out because that would give the Bulldogs a number 4 seed.
Boy, very quick whistle by the official on the tie-up.
Should be immediate timeout and shouldn't have been a reset.
Both Jerry and Danny Tarkanian are nearly the midcourt. The Bulldogs will take it.
They were talking about two different things. Jerry was saying it shouldn't have been a reset, and it shouldn't have. Danny was saying it should have been immediate timeout, and it should have. 7:53, under 8.
Felix can't get it to go. They continue to work on Melvin Eli.
These referees are not earning their money.
Fresno State trailing it by 4. 7:15 to play in the game.
Well, just to let the referees know, they are still getting paid.
Campbell will take a rare shot. Felix tips it. It comes out to Campbell. Felix tried to tip it with one hand instead of taking it with two. And the shot put up by Bernanke. He was fouled by Felix. That'll be 4 and a chance for a 4-point play. 4th personal foul on Noel Felix.
Yeah, Felix, one of the big problems he has is handling adversity. There, you just can't foul a 3-point shooter. I mean, that's a cardinal sin. He should have gone after it with 2. Maybe he couldn't get it, but it's done. It's in the past. Now you got to come back and play.
And the good as Melvin Eli is back in the game. He'll replace Felix, who goes to the bench with 4 fouls. 7 minutes and 1 second left to play. Bernanke at the free throw line, trying to convert a 4-point play.
Well, you finally got Campbell to take a 3. It's only 4 for 12 in wax play on the year. And then you give it back to him, and they knock a 3 down. That's the second time, Ralph, on a missed shot that they got a 3.
Mandy trying to get it back to Eli. He'll go pass it out. Jackson for 3. Three-pointer David Jackson.
That's what they worked on. The post pass, and if the post goes down to, if the wing goes down to double the post, Eli throws it out for the 3.
And Jackson knocked it down. He has 13. Again, it's a 4-point lead for Hawaii. Martin inside. Looked like he traveled. Got away with it, put it up and in.
They couldn't tell. It was a nice backdoor cut by Martin.
Steal by English, then a foul on Demandi.
And Demandi on that, he had driven twice, pivoted and thrown the ball into the post for 2 baskets, a 2 by Eli and a 3 by Jackson on the inside out. That time he just throws the thing straight in. Turnover and a foul.
The ball goes to Hawaii with a 6-point lead and 6:11 to play. We'll be back to celebrate after this timeout.
Ever since we got DSL, the internet connection at our house is faster than ever. Unfortunately, our little secret's out.
What's going on here? We borrowed your DSL to watch a concert on the internet and hooked it up to your big screen. It's no big deal. No big deal? Dad, what are we blowing another fuse?
Experience all the internet has to offer at your own home. SPC Pacific Bell DSL Internet Service. We're on it.
Order now and get a free DSL modem.
If you've been shocked, even dropped by your insurance company, now is the time to find a new home at our new home.
Come see us at our new office, where our goal is to get you insured at a fair price.
Cost less, reliable insurance. Alley-wide with our new, more convenient Shaw location in Fresno.
The 7 best kisses. You can relate.
Weekday afternoons at 5 on WB59.
Stop by the Bulldog shop for all your Bulldog gear. Get the year off to a good start by dressing yourself in Bulldog red or blue or white. The Bulldog shop, loaded with items to fit every budget. Visit the store on the corner of Cedar and Barstow or shop online at GoBulldogs.com. And I say that because you can see the Melvin Eli and Chris Jeffries replica jerseys are available in all colors, navy, red, and white.
Ralph, how are the points in the paint?
Well, let's take a look at the points in the paint. Brought to you by Mako Auto Painting. Fresno State leading in that category because a lot of the points for Hawaii coming from outside, and a lot of them beyond the three-point line. Points in the paint brought to you by Mako Auto Painting. 36 points outside the three-point line. Exactly half of the points. McIntyre adding to it. Make it 39 from outside.
Yeah, right there, McIntyre. Smart move. He threw the ball in. Jackson had to make his cut defensively. McIntyre went down to the corner.
Lob to Felix from the Bambi, intercepted by Bernanke. Goes to Phil Martin. He gets it to Campbell, and we're going back the other way.
They threw it to Fuller. Didn't throw it as high. Now, you don't want to throw it too high to Fuller, but you have to throw it over the defense.
Bulldog receiving this one slip away, trailing by 9. And a turnover will get it back to Fresno State. Pass got away from Bernanke from McIntyre.
Only the 11th turnover for Hawaii. You're shooting the ball well. When the other team's shooting the ball well, you have to force turnovers, and you can't give up any seconds.
Jackson drives, comes up short. The rebound went off the fingertips of Fuller.
Yeah, on that one's a reboundable shot if it hits the rim. That was an air ball. It was just tough to rebound. You got to get something. You got to get it on the iron.
Well, Phoenix will check that in for Fresno State. The next opportunity, pass inside. Nice for Martin, knocked away by Fuller. Bulldogs got some catching up to do, down by 9.
That was the dunk if Fuller hadn't stuck his hand up.
Eli triple teamed the foul point. This time it's going to be on Campbell.
Boy, he is getting triple teamed. Riley Wallace's philosophy is he's not going to beat us. Somebody may beat us, but it's not going to be Melvin.
Felix in, Fuller out. Remember, Felix has 4 fouls. Mark Campbell of Hawaii has just picked up his 3rd. Melvin Eli to the free throw line. Shooting 2. It was a 1-and-1, and he is shooting 2.
Don't know why. He was certainly going toward the basket. Eli, the only Fresno State player in double figures. Oh, no, Damon Jackson with 13, sorry.
Eli makes them both. He now has 25. Closing in on another double-double. The Bulldogs pulled it within 7. Fresno State needs to toughen up on defense now with 4:05 to play. McIntyre for 3. He ran in short, but he gets the rebound. And then it's knocked away. And Demambi tracks it down.
Oh, yeah, McIntyre could have gotten called for a foul on that.
Jackson tough ball away.
Wow, that's a bad shot. And then he doesn't run down the floor.
Plays his case for the official.
Yeah, that's just
play. And at the other end,
right.
McIntyre beats him down the floor and scores.
You're either wearing a white jersey, a green jersey, or a black and white one. Not more than one. It was a bad shot, and then he tried to talk his way out of it. It's never going to happen.
Right back it in. Gets it to the man. They'll get it right back, and then they have a foul. Reach around foul. Going to be on Phil Martin.
Eli has done, in his career, has improved in all areas. One is the seal that he has, meaning when he gets a defender behind him, he will keep him there. Right there, because he's so early in his career, he wouldn't have been as strong and as wide. Martin would have come around and stolen him. Now he's just doing a terrific job of sealing people, getting the hands, always had great feet.
This is it. The ball goes off the head of Felix. Back to Eli. Fouled again. Another foul really on Martin, who took the worst of it.
And that was a great play by Damon Jackson to tip that thing on the miss and keep it alive.
You're going to give Noel Felix a little credit for having to go off his head. There's the move, and you'll see the foul.
Yeah, I think they got Martin for moving in. Once a guy leaves the floor, you have to give him a chance to come down.
10 team fouls now on Hawaii as Eli misses the first. Just 3 minutes and 18 seconds to play. Bulldogs are down by 9.
And giving up some valuable points at the stripe.
There's a both. Felix tipped it, but Martin got it.
And taking a couple suspect shots.
Now Martin. Nice, tough shot by Bill Martin over Eli.
Martin is tough inside. Like we said, 51% in the league. And he made that one over Melvin Eli.
Felix gets a three-pointer.
Bernice, the look on Bernice's face, like, come on, you gotta be kidding me. That's not on the scouting report. Not from the wing, maybe from the front, maybe from straight on.
Felix has only hit 5 3-pointers all year. Even 6 now. An 8-point game, 79-71 Hawaii. English, blocked by Eli, controlled by Eli.
Bulldogs needed a stop. They capitalized.
Timeout by Fresno State. 2 minutes and 16 seconds to play. 8-point deficit facing Melvin Eli and the Bulldogs. Senior night here at Selling Arena.
Seduction can take many forms. Feast your eyes on the newest, the Chrysler PT Cruiser. Designed with you in mind. Brilliantly engineered with flexible seating, rich sound, and privacy you'll appreciate. And it's all yours for around $16,800. Sounds pretty tempting, huh? Chrysler PT Cruiser. It's waiting. Exclusively from Chrysler. Our 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain pledge, because love is a commitment.
We didn't just build a better SUV, we built a better Mercedes. Introducing the redesigned 2002 M-Class.
Time again for This Week in Bulldog Sports, brought to you by CalFed Bank. Every time you use the new CalFed Bulldog Visa check card, you're supporting the Bulldogs. The women's tennis team is in action Wednesday at 1:30 against South Alabama at the Wanton Tennis Center. And the Hendricks Hallowell Chevrolet Softball Classic gets underway next Thursday as Fresno State hosts 6 of the nation's finest teams. For ticket information, call 278-DOGS or go online at GoBulldogs.com. This Week in Bulldog Sports, brought to you by CalFed Bank. Every time you use the new CalFed Bulldog Visa check card, you're supporting the Bulldogs.
The softball team was introduced at halftime, right now.
Put together a little exhibition. So always got to have heads up around the court here. If you're sitting courtside and they're whipping those softballs around. They come in a little faster than the lead. As we hit the 2-minute mark, the Bulldogs are going to full court pressure. And a turnover. Pressure on them. They threw it on him. They threw on him, Ralph. The next dead ball was going to be the under 4 timeout. So they said, let's get after it. They're not used to us pressing because we don't press. So you know Riley Wallace isn't setting anything up. They set the play for Damon Jackson. He knocks the 3 down. Look what happened. The Bulldogs will have the basketball. 1:54 to play in the game. In a 5-point deficit. Jack, you're on. Did you know that this broadcast is authorized under telecasting rights granted by the Fresno State Athletic Corporation and is intended solely for non-commercial use? Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the descriptions, accounts, pictures, or sounds of this broadcast without the express written consent from the Fresno State Athletic Corporation is expressly prohibited. You're right over here now. See, okay? I was going to say hi to Jane and Andy and Alex, but they're all here. Have you finished? Can I say hi to them? As far as 9, I could be at the bottom. Expressly prohibited. I said expressly prohibited. Don't do it. Don't even try. Don't even think about it. Okay. You can think about it. We're not the talking about. Possession arrow, by the way, is pointing to Fresno State. If you get into that situation, Bulldogs have a timeout left. Now it's your turn. Stop by the Bulldog shop for all your Bulldog gear. Get the year off to a good start. Dress yourself in Bulldog red. Bulldog shop loaded with ideas to fit every budget. Visit the store in the corner of Cedar and Barstow or shop online at GoBulldogs.com. I will read any disclaimer. That's a deal. Fresno State short on the 3-point and 13 3-pointers made by Hawaii. 7 for Fresno State. And remember, the Bulldogs were 1 for 5 up until that last one. See what the Bulldogs come out with out of the timeout. Jackson will fire for 3. Demanding tipped it out, and a foul is going to be called on English. He can't believe it. Oh, boy. No, he can't believe it. And I'll tell you, I don't think Demanding can't believe it. Yeah, the break's all of a sudden going the other way. And you know Riley can't believe it. Fresno State got a 3, a turnover, and now the foul on English. And here's what they got. Screen. Well, what they had, I think, might have been English grabbing his jersey or hooking him. But whatever it was, Riley Wallace and Carl English didn't agree. Demanding short. Another missed free throw for Fresno State. We talked about Demanding and Jackson, each of them with fairly gaudy percentages, especially early in the year. They just don't get there as much, and when you don't, you're not as comfortable at the line, and the pressure free throws are a little tougher to make. Unofficially, Fresno State 12 of 21 as a team from the line. Demanding misses them both. Eli, though, with the rebound. New line, but a foul on Campbell. And Jackson goes to the line. You're going to send an 81% free throw shooter to the line in a 5-point game with 1:42 to play. An 81% free throw shooter who's 0 for 1 on the night. So is he due? And is he cold? I'm wearing the lucky tie, Jack. That's right. There you're right. You see right there. That's why you step to the ball. Nothing but net on the first one, so Jackson has a 3-pointer. Now he hits the first free throw, looking for 5 straight Fresno State points. He hits the both, a 3-point Hawaii lead. And the Bulldogs are full court pressing again. Bulldogs are down by 3 just before halftime when Demanding hit the 3-pointer. Second time, going to take some time off. I don't know, Ralph, to get a good look. I don't know, sometimes you may want to take that look. A little early, minute 25. China shot clock. Fans are on their feet here at South Arena. Bulldogs are playing diamond in 1, I think. 2-1, gets it away, and the rebound to McIntyre. A fresh 35. Eli had his hands down. 1 minute to play. 1 minute. The Bulldogs got to stop. Now they need another one.
Now they want to stop. They don't want to foul.
Shot on the head. Now you're understand. Campbell dishes. McIntyre, another deep three. Ouch! Did that one hurt?
Yep. That's
27 for McIntyre.
Yeah, that's a killer right there.
Mitchell, 2-point shot. Rebound saved by Eli and knocks it off Campbell. It'll be Bulldog ball with 25 to play.
Eli's playing his heart out in his last game. Except for the last rebound, he had his hands down. Ball kicked over his head. McIntyre drilled it. McIntyre, I believe, Ralph, has 27.
That's a new career high for McIntyre. So you have both McIntyre and English with career highs. As the shot knocked out of bounds.
The Bulldogs are down 6.
Why are you taking it for 2?
And I don't know why Matt Mitchell's trying to take it in. I'm not sure that that's what they want.
Demandiel fire up at 3. Boy, Melvin Eli just skied for the rebound. Mitchell hits it to Jackson for 3. That would be good. A 3-point game. 9.9 seconds to play. Timeout called by Fresno State. That's the Bulldogs' last timeout.
Yeah, that was a terrific play right there. Eli goes up, grabs the thing, throws it out because he knows that they need 6 points. Mitchell finds the shooter. Jackson knocks it down.
Boy,
there you go. There it is from Mitchell over to Jackson. Almost a steal. McIntyre gambled on it. Maybe, if McIntyre gets that one, the game's over. But really, with a 6-point lead, McIntyre should have stayed in just to guard him, not giving him a good look.
How big was the rebound McIntyre got the last time down at the offensive end to reset, and then he hit the 3.
Yeah, that was the one. The Bulldogs did a great job playing all the defense, not getting the foul. They knew what they needed. They got the shot. They forced the shot for Martin right at the buzzer, just couldn't rebound.
Shimonovich is the worst free throw shooter out there, I believe, at 62%. Most of the other guys are pretty darn good.
Well, believe it or not, English is not very good.
And they foul McIntyre. He's 73%. English, you're right, 64%, but not tonight, I don't think.
Well, English has dropped to 67 in the league, but you're right, tonight 8 for 11. McIntyre 72 in the league. And Ralph, what a shame if the Bulldogs couldn't win. San Jose comes back and beats Nevada for their first win on the road at senior night at Nevada.
76-72 final score. The Spartans over the Wolfpack in Reno. McIntyre with a free throw. He has 27 points. Hit 7 3-pointers. And he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. The Bulldogs still have a chance. Final seconds ticking off. Bulldogs got to get the shot away. And he won't do it. Did not even get the shot off in time. Jackson took it.
You're not going crazy for winning, Ralph. This gives them the conference championship.
Celebrating the conference title. They'll be the #1 seed in the WAC tournament when it starts next week in Tulsa. Jerry Tarkanian. Sold by Rodney Wallace. Tough loss for Fresno State here. 82-79 to foul.
And when we talked early in the game about empty your tank, there were a couple possessions they wish they had back.
We'll be back for more from Sound Arena right after this, so stay with us.
I know what it takes to be governor. Bill Simon has never been elected, never even voted in a Republican primary. Dick Reardon is a liberal big city mayor who has given millions of dollars to Democrats. Reardon even gave thousands to Gray Davis and Willie Brown. Reardon is a man I couldn't vote for. Bill Jones has been a great Secretary of State, and Bill Jones is a leader we can trust.
I offer what my opponents can't: experience and Republican values.
More. Is that more of a good thing or a bad thing? Sure, it's a bigger bucket, but look what's in it. 2 for $1. Do you even want one? Check it out. Subway value meals are fresh made, so you don't just get more, you get more great taste.
And now at Subway for just $10.99, get 3 delicious foot-long sandwiches. That's 3 feet of delicious fresh-made taste for just $10.99. With tasty meats and toppings on fresh baked bread for just $10.99.
This is such a good deal, I'm going to let you treat.
Subway, eat fresh!
This is a St. Agnes Health Break. St. Agnes cancer patients now have access to the most advanced radiation therapy called IMRT.
IMRT lets us deliver higher doses of radiation to tumor cells while protecting healthy tissues. Cure rates are expected to substantially improve, and patients have fewer side effects.
For more information about IMRT, call St. Agnes at 449-2000.
82-79 the final score. Hawaii over Fresno State. Jerry Tarkanian standing by with our Jack Furtick. Let's go to them now.
Yeah, Ralph, a gracious Jerry Tarkanian. Tough loss. I know they're all tough. But, boy, how about English and McIntyre and what they do with Savovic out of the game?
Those two kids just had great games. They hit big buckets. I thought our guys played real well. We played real hard. We just couldn't do it.